Guys, I just got done playing Metroid Prime Remastered just a few days ago, and it is still one of the best games of all time. I even still looked it up on Metacritic, and it still ranks number 11 after all of these years for new games coming out, things like games just taking over places, like Baldur's Gate 3 moving up there, and like Astro Bot even being on there. Metroid Prime is still number 11, and completely understand why. When I was making my previous video about Metroid Prime 4 and saying how I don't know how I feel about having another direct for it, I went to go back to play the first opening mission just for video to have on there on the screen, and it fully sucked me back in, and I then continued to play the rest of the game until completion without even planning it. It is truly amazing. Now, if you guys haven't played this game before, you guys need to jump into it. The reason why I recommend playing it now, especially before Metroid Prime 4 comes out, it gives you this feeling of what Metroid Prime 4 may be like, so you don't have to drop all of your money on Metroid Prime 4 when it comes out just to do a test. Because I do know some people where Metroid Prime, or the Metroid games in general, isn't really their cup of tea. So I recommend trying Metroid Prime first and seeing how you like it, seeing how you feel before jumping into Metroid Prime 4. The reason I say this is because I have another friend that I was talking to who's ready to go for the Metroid Prime 4, and we were talking about it, and he said, hey, this is going to be my first ever Metroid game. And I'm like, really? You haven't tried Metroid Prime? And he said, no. And that's where I was kind of telling him, hey, try Metroid Prime first. It's only $40 when it's brand new, and you'll save some money and get a good feeling of it, and you get to play one of the best games of all time. And that stands true now. Like, the game completely sucks you in with the atmosphere. Right when that opening mission comes up, when you're in the frigate Orpheon, it just sucks you in, where you don't know what's going on, you received a distress call, and the game walks you through all of the mechanics in this one like 10 to 15 minute section, and it gives you so much storytelling through just the visuals of it and the scan visor feature, where you can scan everything around, the creatures, the pirates, all of the computers telling you what's going on, and gives you so much story in one opening. And I remember as a kid, I would play this opening non-stop because I was only like 5 years old when this game came out. And I remember I would always constantly get stuck and not really know it's a Metroid game where I'm supposed to explore. So I would just replay the opening mission over and over again. And I would always get sucked into it. Now, being older and actually playing the game knowing it's a Metroid game, going around, finding new things, exploring all the different areas, like Talon Overworld, where it's all rainy, real forest vibe. It just sucks you in, and I've probably said that so many times. But there's so many different areas that it makes you want to keep exploring because they're so different, and they're just beautiful to look at. One of my favorites is the Magmorn Caverns, which is this giant lava under like ground lava area, and the music is just incredible. The soundtrack in this game has a perfect vibe, so once you're in each area, it gives you this whole sense of feeling. And with Magmor Caverns, it has this real dark kind of tone where you feel like you're in danger because there's lava all around you. But then if you go to the Phandrana Drifts, where everything is all snowy, there's like ice mountains, like you feel like you're on top of the world, and that music is kind of more higher uplifting to give you that sense of, hey, you're up in the mountains and you're climbing upwards in this snowy atmosphere. It's truly incredible. And every time you walk through each new area multiple times, that feeling really doesn't go away. And the combination of having these beautiful areas and finding all these upgrades as you go through the game really gives you a sense of wanting to go back into other areas, where there's so many upgrades throughout the game where the game will make you want to backtrack and try to find and discover new things, where you're looking for missile packs, you're looking for energy tanks, as well as you're looking just to see where you're going to progress. It's really, really cool to see. Now, this game does have some gripes where it does show its age a bit, where sometimes the backtracking can be a little bit much, especially if you don't know where you're going. Luckily, the game will notice when you're not going in the right direction, or you've spent some time where you haven't found the right area to go to. It'll say, hey, there's some kind of disturbance in this area. Check it on your map, and it'll open up and it'll flash. The one thing that is a big gripe is if you don't pay attention to that flash, you're going to get lost because it doesn't mark it on the map or anything. It just gives you a little hint. And from there, you better hope you paid attention. The only other gripe in this game is at the end, where some people like it, some people don't, is when you're going to find the Chozo artifacts. And it's really just a, hey, use all of your abilities and explore to your best. Here's a little hint for you. Go out in the world to go and find it. Now, when I was recompleting this game, I wanted to play this game on hard and see if I can play and find everything without a guide or anything. And I was able to, and comparing my easy play, well, not easy, my normal playthrough and my hard playthrough, it was about a 3-hour difference. I feel like it was mostly because, one, I wasn't playing with a guide, and I think that probably added an hour and a half more time. And there's probably another hour and a half in there of just me getting absolutely lost, even though I've played the game multiple times before, is probably the reason why I added that more playtime in. But without a guide, I don't think that's much of like a time difference, considering I didn't know exactly where to go. And in this game, you need to accept that you're going to get lost and just accept it. It's a part of the game. It's a part of the fun. And it feels so rewarding once you figure out where you're supposed to go. Is a great feeling. The other gripe I have with this game that really shows its age is the boss fights. The boss fights are really cool, where there's different kinds of creatures that you're fighting, and they all have their different like kind of move sets, their gimmicks, where you find an upgraded ability, you go through and you have to use that upgrade somehow to fight the boss. My only gripe with it is it can feel a little bit repetitive on how you beat the bosses. I realize that it's very one-dimensional, where they have one trick on how to beat them, and then you just follow that trick the whole time until you win. There's only one boss that really gave me a hard time, was the Omega Pirate. That boss, I think I lost the footage on it. Took me maybe an hour to beat that thing on hard, because that thing would not take damage as much as I'd like. And when they have the enemies come down, once it's taking its break to recharge, it's the only time you can do damage, those things are like bullet sponges. And it took me so long to beat that boss. But anyways, those are my main only gripes with Metroid Prime. I still think it's a great game. And with all of those things considered, I think that's the reason why you should play this game first before jumping into Metroid Prime 4. Just so you have something you can play in the meantime once we figure out a release date, if it's still coming out in 2025. I really hope so. But it'll give you that little taste you need before jumping right into Metroid Prime 4. And it gives you some kind of aspect on where the story is, how the game plays, and see where things go. I don't know if they're going to mention most of the story Metroid Prime 4, because they kind of wrapped it up in 3. But hey, it's always good to have that background, and always good to play one of the best games of all time. Anyways, right? So that's my thoughts on Metroid Prime. Highly recommend jumping into it and before Metroid Prime 4. And who knows, there's still the leaks or the rumors where Metroid Prime 2 and 3 may still drop onto Nintendo Switch 2. Really hoping that's the case, so you can play all 3 and get caught up before Metroid Prime 4. Because that trilogy is pretty spot on for one of the best trilogies of all time. There are a little bit of issues with 2 and 3, but hey, it's still really great games. But thank you all so much for watching my little rant on Metroid Prime and just how great it is. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day.